coming with you from some backwater town in the United States of America. It's the Anime Marathon Challenge with your hosts, the logical conclusions of anime reviews. See, what is this? Space Battle, whatever that's called. Pat Labor. I'm gonna watch like all of, Mamoru Oshii's Pat Labor stuff. Shit, I almost fell down the stairs. Rainbow. You know that show that like no one watched, but is really high rated on Mal. I wish I picked like more of an eclectic tape, different ones, but I picked mainly really high rated stuff on Mal. And I just thought of it now that I probably should have been more eclectic. But anyway, so High School Fleet, Tokyo Ravens. Wait, where the hell's Tokyo Ravens? Tokyo Ravens, Anohana, Assassinations Classroom second season. I really want to see that, so because I love the first season, so hopefully I land on that one. Natsumi. I don't know which ones I'm gonna watch. I haven't watched any of them, obviously, so I don't know. I'll probably start at the earliest, the first one, and watch from there. Halo Legends. It was interesting that a lot of famous people worked on Halo Legends, so that's why I included it. Tekken Top and Gurren Lagann. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, these are all shows I haven't seen. Except for, this one I've seen way back when I started watching anime. I watched a lot of Tekken Top and Gurren Lagann. I got to like 12 or whatever, and I quit because I thought it was boring. So I might finally get to, rewatch all of that. Gagugashi. Yeah, so I heard it was good. Or, Studio Lerche. That looks good. Eureka 7. I've never seen that. So, that would be cool. Kingdom. I've never seen that. That would be cool. Ray Zero. Yay! Man, I watched the first episode of that. It was kind of boring, but hopefully I get that. That would be a good one to get. Oh shit. Tatium Galaxy. Another good one. Infinite Revis. I've always wanted to watch Infinite Revis. I haven't watched it. I've sat down to watch it a lot of times, but what's his name? The guy that plays Light. I forget his name. No, I should have remembered. He's a voice actor for one of the main characters, so I had to watch it subbed, and then I just never watched it. Shinseki Yori. Never watched Shinseki Yori. Oh shit, I'm too fat. Alright, I'll go to the other side. Boku Rarano. If you notice, the slit for Boku Rarano is a lot bigger than the other ones. Somehow I messed up, making the table. So I didn't mean for the one for Boku Rarano to be, the one that's bigger. It just so happens it's that way. Obviously, a lot of good reasons to watch Boku Rarano. Nana. I'll be like the only one that's ever watched Nana. So, obviously it's pretty old, 2006, but very highly rated. No one really watches it. And Escaflowne. So, let's see. The Anime Marathon Challenge rules. The contestant gets 24 hours for every 13 episodes of a show to complete the challenge. Alright, so I got Kingdom. Studio Pero, that's good. That's Naruto. Directed Jun Kamiya, 2012. It's 38 episodes. So, alright, I got some work to do, watching all of Kingdom. So I originally had 6 vlogs, and I was editing them, and I realized they all sucked. So instead of getting 6 vlogs, you guys are just getting this one great vlog I'm gonna give you. So I finished watching Kingdom. You know, I made the anime challenge. I watched it with like I finished watching it with like 8-9 hours to spare. So easy. I'm gonna give like a little review, I guess. It was alright. I liked the characters are pretty good. I was a huge fan of Shin, but he was okay. I was a huge fan of Zhang, but he was okay. You know, they weren't flat characters. They had some personality. The girls I liked, Dio, she was cool. Liang, she was cool. Dio, they did this thing where, alright, so the first arc Dio's in, she's kind of a big deal. Then after that, she doesn't join the army with Shin, or Zen. So she doesn't have much to do. So like in the second arc, she doesn't really do anything. And this is not in it at all. But in the third arc, they bring her back. But she's not in the army. She's just like watching from the sidelines. So that was cool. They like kind of, they bombed her. So that was cool. Liang. Alright, so Liang's story is the same as Zabuza from Naruto. So I guess it's like an interesting backstory. And she's like a good fighter. She's like the most badass fighter ever. But the thing that kind of hurts her character, even though I liked her, was you don't actually see that much of her being a great fighter. Like what she does is they show her jump up and she does like a spin and she kills everyone with her swords, like a spin sword, and there's like a sound effect that plays. But that's it. Like the fights are never like choreographed where you see her like, you know, making like darting here and darting there. It's just like this one thing that she does. And that's true of most of the show. Like the show's not great. The show's in CG, and it's not greatly animated. The show, you might want to say it's badly animated. Like there's a scene in like the second arc where the general he's charging the other side, right? And he's leading his horse, and it shows him and his horse and his whole army following him. It shows the other side, standing there like this. And when the army comes in and goes through the front line of the other army, you just see people from the other army disappear. You don't see them like fighting back. They just like disappear, and it's just like this overhead shot. You don't even see them like falling back as the army comes. They just disappear. And there's a lot of examples of that. Like I really nitpicked the animation. It's not good in this show. Not good. What else? Another character, Wang. He's introduced early in the show, and he comes. He's kind of like a focus of the third arc. He's a good character. He's not like my favorite character. He has a good character design. He has 3 goatees like this, and it's a pretty weird design, but he's alright. The bad guys, alright, so the bad guy in the first arc is Zhang's little evil brother, and he's evil. And he pulls it off okay, there's nothing wrong with having a one-dimensional bad guy character, and he pulls it off alright. He has like, his assistant is like this big giant, monster dude, and he was pretty cool. So, the bad guy's okay. The bad guy in the third arc is the most badass, warrior ever. He fights, he just shows up, like, at night, and he just fights, like, hundreds of guys by himself. And, he wins. So, he was cool. the problem, like I said, the problems with the show is none of the fights are good. All that happens in the fights is like when Shin doesn't fight like good people, he just like jumps and he kills them. But when Zin's up against like a good guy, not a good guy, a hyped up bad guy, the bad guy will be winning. He'll be swinging at Zen. And everyone's like, oh no, Zen's gonna lose. There's no way Zen could win. And then Zen will like start winning. He'll start hitting the bad guy and win. And that's it. That's all that happens. And if you look at like Hunter x Hunter, Naruto, even like Bleach, or what happens in those shows is the bad guy will be winning, and then like the good guy will make an adjustment, and that will allow him to win. And then sometimes the bad guy will make an adjustment, and then he'll start winning. So, and then there's adjustment, and that's how like the battles work. In this show, it doesn't work like that. There's, but they have like a decently long battles, but they're very simple. Like hit him with the sword, he hits me with a sword, and then eventually Zen wins. So I think that's basically it. The two main problems with the show are all the fights suck and the animation's below par. Like another example is like in the final two arcs are big on the strategy of the war, but you can't really follow it. It's all right. Left side advance. No, left side go back. Right side advance. And like the narrators are like, oh, this is brilliant tactics, but I guess it's brilliant tactics because we just have to take their word for it. It's never like clear to us that these tactics are brilliant. They have to like tell us. And what else? See, anything I'm forgetting? Not really. So I think I covered it pretty good. I'd give it like a 6 or a 7. I'm not good at rating shows. All my ratings, I look back at my ratings and they suck, but I've watched the shows like so long ago, I can't really change my ratings. So I'd give it like a 6 or a 7. I didn't hate the show. It was an okay watch, but it wasn't as good as like the big famous shonen. And it was very shonen-y. Like there was tons of fights in the show. Tons of like he was good at hyping up the bad guys, and they had fights, but they all sucked. So thanks for guys watching the anime challenge Kingdom. I don't know how many more of these I'm gonna do. I originally planned for 6, but I don't know. Like it took a while to watch Kingdom, so we'll see how it goes. Subscribe.